Thank you.
All right, my name is Godman Akinlabe, late park.
This is Nigeria, Port Harcourt, Rivers State, and my name is Franklin Wilson, and this is Marriage Affairs. And I'm here with my friends, Pastor Okocha and Jumoho.
Good evening.
And his beautiful wife.
Good evening.
Wow. So if you've been following us, or if you're joining today, like I told you, I'm not a professor in marriage. Before you come at me now and say, what does he know? What does he want to talk about? No. Like I will always say, that if you want to know how the road is, don't ask somebody that have passed the road 10 years ago. Ask someone who just passed. So for some of us here, our marriages are not up to 10 years yet, but we know that there are some things we can tell you to help you get it right if you are about to enter. And if you just entered, we want to help you understand that some of those things you are seeing are not actually devil. It's not devil, it's just ignorance. And if you can understand a few things, you can be able to make your home work and you can enjoy it, because marriage is a good thing. It's a very wonderful thing. Forget what the social media is saying. Forget what anybody have told you. Marriage is a beautiful thing. So today, we are continuing from where we stopped last week.
That's right.
I believe God that we'll try and tie it up today. So from next week, we go to something else. Now we got to where we were talking about things that affect, things that can hinder your marriage from growing well, and we got to strife, Abi. And then we handled the area of neglect, taking your spouse for granted, and that is one of the first things that set in, because two of you are now staying in the same house, seeing each other every day. There's bound for you to begin to take each other for granted, and we mentioned a few things that points to that, like when you start having the entitlement mentality, things you used to tell her thank you for when you were cutting, now you can't say thank you again. He's not my wife, it's not what she's meant to do. And then the same thing for the woman, the same person that will give you that little money there when you were dating, and you'll be like, oh, you don't need to bother, why are you stressing yourself? Now he won't give you more than that, and you're giving this kind of thing in this economy. Let's learn to appreciate each other. Today we've gotten to strife. All right, let's get into it. Like we said, strife is angry or bitter disagreement over fundamental issues. Now, having conflict, and then talks about lack of focus. The truth is, two of you must leave, because two of you are not thinking at the same level. It's normal. These things are normal. But then now, how do we be able to handle these conflicts, misunderstanding, these hurts, so that it doesn't get to the point where we are now enemies living in the same house? So, over to you, boss.
Well, that's been said. You can't expect two things coming from two different backgrounds, two different family settings, to in agreement.
Yeah.
The major issue is not. In short, if you see a couple that is always agreeing, it's only one head that is thinking. It's only one head. The other is just not thinking.
Yeah.
So the major issue is, at some point there must be some level of compromise.
Exactly.
There must be some level of, talking over issues and saying, okay, this is what transpired, this is what you did, and this is what I think should have been done better, and not the rest of them. Everything in marriage, there has to be a talking to one another.
Wow.
Everything. That's why I prefer to be talked to than to just stay mute. Some persons believe that when you don't talk to your husband and you don't say what is in your heart, it's a sign of respect, it's a sign of reverence. But that is the biggest devil. When the thing has mounted and mounted, one day, since you're not the talking type, you just want to say the best way to express this thing is by looking for tapia. And and before you know it, the man of God will come, not knowing, thinking that is the normal mood swing.
Exactly.
Not knowing that it's coming to face a tapia. So talk over issues. The more you talk over issues, the more the difference between quarreling and having a conversation. There's difference between quarreling over an issue, all in attempt to resolve the matter. Because if you don't talk over it, it will still be like a weight, a block in your heart. So talk to him, talk to her about it. Don't keep it to yourself. And don't, you know, check the kind of approach when you're coming to talk about it also. It matters. Because if the husband is the type that goes to office by 7 a.m. and comes back by 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, and immediately he steps into the house, he says, "Hey, we need to talk. We need to talk. We need to talk." You will not get the best of him.
Exactly.
So still ask the Lord to grant you grace. Keep that thing a little bit down. Do normally what the wife should do. Then probably bedtime 11, 10, 8, as the case may be. You can now say, babe, honey, depending on the pet name you call your own. This is this, this is this, this is this. And I think I should raise it because I don't want this thing to be in my heart till the next day. And by the end of the day, you have dealt with it.
And sometimes this you talking, sometimes it does. I don't know how to put it now. He must not also accept.
No, he's not bound to accept. He will first of all try to prove a point.
The most important thing is that you have been able to
open up some things in your heart. You'll be more lighter.
Exactly. The focus is not to judge him and then bring him to the point where he now kneels down and say, "My wife, I have sinned against you." That's not the focus. That's what I'm saying.
No,
because most times that's where some wives
they want to get
it wrong. Sometimes that is also necessary.
No, we are not saying it is not necessary, but let that not be your goal.
It's
so that you cannot be disappointed.
So because you may be disappointed,
but that's
and you
actually now. No, now when you are having a meaningful conversation with someone, before coming to have the conversation with the person, there is a goal. You cannot just come and talk without having a goal. There is a goal, and one of the goal there is the man or the woman, because what we are saying here is the both party expect that I'm sorry should be part of it.
Okay.
Of course, we know the men. In front of
it's more no.
Are you talking out of experience?
No, I'm just saying.
No, wait, are you talking out of experience? It's not true. It's more of even. I don't say sorry.
The thing they had. We are always the one begging.
I forgive you.
We are always the one begging.
I forgive you. You know,
because we follow the footsteps of our father. I'd rather be reconciled than to be right.
I forgive you for saying that. See, the truth, if I can actually look at the number of times that in our home that we are in the position where somebody has to say sorry. I know most of that sorry comes from me first.
Okay,
so for him to be saying this now, I forgive you.
And
you too. I was beginning to wonder when you said, see, we actually have majority of the issues that is men that always say sorry.
Okay.
The ego is there, and which you know. So both of you should not, because I'm the only woman here, it doesn't change anything.
This is what I was trying to avoid now. They are,
but that's the truth.
You see?
Because both of you are making it
look. But you see, the point I'm trying for us to make here is this. You know, to be able to avoid, there must be a talking.
Very important.
Of course, we agree, but there is a goal. No, there is a goal for that.
Why I don't want the goal to be for the wife or the husband to say sorry is that you may be disappointed. Now, when you are disappointed,
it will look as if you didn't
achieve anything,
which is wrong.
So it is better that your goal will be, because remember we talked about forgiveness. It's about you
first.
Yeah, what
it's not about
releasing the thing that is bothering you.
You first.
Sir, frankly, what I will accept, because I just remember what our father Sir George said.
Yeah.
In his home, the wife will come up with something and bring up an issue for them to discuss. She's done tabling all the matter.
matter.
'She will want immediate answer. And this is what I will accept. Because I just remember our father Sir George said, in his home, the wife will come up with something and bring up an issue for them to discuss. She's done tabling all the matter. She will want immediate answer. And this is what I will accept. She's done tabling all the matter.
That is
He
you're
was
not talking
no,
when we're
hold
talking.
on, I'm coming there somewhere.
Go ahead, go
Allow me
ahead.
to
We
land.
are with you, we are with you.
Now he will always tell her,
You took
Shay, you
time.
took time to
Think about this matter.
Think about
think
the
about
matter.
this matter
Yeah.
before coming to me.
Allow me
Now,
to.
all women,
Mm.
outside allowing the men to process, we know that you have the answer. So it's not about giving you time to go and process anything. The answer is there.
You see,
You
where the
can-
problem
But
is.
that's the truth.
You see what I tried to
The
talk
answer
about.
is there. Most time
Okay,
they
okay.
try
Let
to
me ask this
dodge.
question because we are trying to, help people, and I like the way it's going because
Yeah.
we want to let them know that this thing is real.
It's
We
real,
didn't
yeah.
come, we didn't study one book and then we are coming to wait. We are
This
talking
No,
from
no, no, no,
real
no.
life experience, so I can also know in case this kind of thing is happening. Now, the truth is this: what if that you now feeling that you were hot?
Okay.
And then you now give meaning to whatever because what makes you feel hot is that you gave meaning to an action
Yeah.
or to something your husband said. What
Definitely.
if that was not even what he meant?
That's it.
What if even your interpretation to the action was not actually it?
Is it?
And then by the time you now brought this thing forward, talking to him, the other day I walked, you saw me in church, instead of you coming to hug me as your wife, you even ignored me, and then you were greeting
You even
people,
greeted other
other
sisters.
sisters, and then I'm just giving an instance.
And give
You
them
ignored.
privileges.
Now
Of
look,
course,
look,
it
look at the
happened now.
watchword is the watchword is you ignored me.
Yeah.
You understand? But now, and let's assume even the husband saw the wife coming, and he was standing with somebody at that time who was higher than him. But because you didn't, because you already, you expected at the moment he saw you, oh my, he didn't do it immediately. You felt bad, so you didn't even now recognize the people standing before, and then he was trying to round up so I can do that because you already know that your face has frowned, and then you walk away. Now, in your mind, he ignored you, but where he was standing, he didn't ignore you. So what if he now brings up this other aspect now? What now happens? You see what I was
Yeah.
saying? For me, it's as we come, like Papa would say,
Come empty
come with an open mind.
mind.
Because if you don't come with an open mind, and that quarrel can start from that talk.
You won't end up in a
No.
meaningful conversation. That's just the truth.
Another quarrel can start from that talk at that time.
You will end up very well. So
Yeah.
what I believe to kill it is
Yeah.
when you come, make up your mind that you may not get the SORRY that you expect.
Exactly.
If you get it, glory to God. But in case you didn't get it, be rest assured that the thing first has been done, which is unveiling or unburdening, if there's a word like that, your mind.
Exactly.
You have achieved 100% of that.
Exactly.
The other part we now trust God that the man will be able to say, I'm sorry, I didn't look at it from that direction.
Exactly.
But in case he did not, there's nothing for you to say, okay, I'm still sorry.
Exactly.
Yes, so
Yeah,
yes, so
yes.
because I rather be reconciled. Now you go, now you there. Whether or not it will happen severally.
You see, the focus of this.
As in a man.
Uh-huh.
Wait. See, it only
What would they
takes.
do about
See,
the time now?
Now we dey beg them.
They go still blackmail you
it
on
only
top.
takes
You like my
a
time,
man.
sorry.
Emotional blackmail, my
Hey.
brother.
It only takes that the spirit led
Fine.
to actually do that. And most time when this strife and everything come, I see I'm actually stressing
it most
on
time.
that most time. The man is not in the spirit. He has come.
So are you saying that
So you see,
a man of God that is born again has a time when he is in the spirit and when he is not in the spirit?
you
The
call
spirit
him man.
visit and go.
You call
Visit
him
and
man. You just said man.
You see, the
Okay.
point we're trying to make here is this: to be able to make sure that strife doesn't stay in your house, you must learn to take responsibility.
Thank you.
It's not about let him do his own.
I will
Let
do
me
let
mine.
her
my
do. No, it's about you focusing on your own. If other person is not doing his part or her part,
Bagay, that's what we are
just stay
saying.
on your. You be right.
Mm.
Be right. You know that's why you see us going this back, because we're trying to let you understand that these things are natural. You understand me? So understand that first of all, humble yourself. If you no agree say the sorry, still go apologize. If your wife no agree say the sorry, oga, just like we have been saying here, we rather be reconciled
okay.
than to be right.
Right.
Okay, now let's look at the scripture in Hebrews 12:1 and Hebrews 12:15 that says, watch out no poisonous root of us grows up to trouble you, corrupting many. That means it's talking something about bitterness, and bitterness corrupts, it divides.
Yeah.
That's what it damages and it destroys everything, because it begins with a hurt,
Yeah.
and then before long there is this. If it is for the people that, like what he was saying earlier, let me just keep quiet, let me not say anything now before they say I've said something.
Mm-hmm.
And before you know it,
And
the
that one
gap
is very dangerous.
exactly. And one thing with that silence is
One
that
day to just be an eruption.
the silence just keeps,
Volcano. Yeah.
just keeps, and then one day you won't even know what will
To
happen.
just poof.
Now you go just shock.
And the day it will happen, what you did that day is not
Not
even
even
up
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
what has been done
Done.
That's why
other
the Bible
previous
says
day.
poisonous.
It's
You kill it
poisonous.
from the onset.
It says it grows up to trouble you, then corrupting things. It corrupts the atmosphere. It corrupts a person now that have never thought about killing somebody. If bitterness is allowed, can begin to think about poisoning the wife or poisoning
Yeah.
the husband.
It's an attack
It
ministry.
has, So, all right. I don't know if there have been. Now let's come to that now, where we normally look at practical example. I don't know if there has been any practical experience that two of you can share of any time. Remember anyone?
Practical experience is every day. Do you understand? So it's always there.
Yeah.
One good thing about me is if I don't talk, it's dangerous.
Jesus.
Very, very
But it's
dangerous.
true. I experienced that in
If
this part of not talking.
if I don't talk, it's dangerous to the people around me and not to myself.
Wow.
Because one, I won't give my best.
Mm,
I will just be doing for the sake of just doing.
mm.
And you around, you will know that me, I don't know how to pretend. That's one good part about me. Okay, if I'm angry, I'm not this kind of thing that will be angry and I come to you and I'll be smiling. As in, you just sit there, especially if you're the one. In fact, you will just know from the tone of the voice, because the normal will not respond to you the
Yeah.
way I will respond when I'm angry. You can just be talking, I'll just be okay, just one word, and I'll just be looking at you.
Mm.
So even you said you'll be confused, you know that something is not
It's not
not
right.
right. You just know that I just disconnect. So I always like to talk, but one thing about my talking is I always take time before I talk. Now of the kind of work we find ourselves, the ministry work, you're just being careful of not just talking before.
Anyhow,
Yes, not just talking, because you can just do something and
you regret later.
ah it may be it's that can just turn into something else. So we take time to brood over. If we need to seek counsel, we seek counsel
That's another thing
from,
too.
yeah, we seek counsel. I don't joke without that. Okay, so I always want to ask one or two questions. Oh, this is the scenario, this is what happened. What do you think, ma? What do you think, sir? This is what is actually going on in my heart
Man,
that I really want to do.
do.
Then outside of actually seeking counsel from mentors on because if my husband hurts me, I don't just go ahead and just call him and say this is what you did and blah blah blah. No. I always seek counsel and check
know how
if
to go
yes,
around.
know how to go around it. Then outside of knowing how to go around it, I try to sit down and discuss with my best friend, which is the Holy Spirit.
Wow.
So I take our time to sit with him to discuss that this is it, this your son has actually hurt me, and
I like that part. Your
this
son.
yes, this is what I'm actually thinking of doing, and these are the steps. Like we do, I we discuss. We discuss, and so that's why most time for me it takes time before it can be. Maybe for example recently on Sunday they actually dealt with me on Sunday,
They or
as in he and every other person. There were
Wonderful.
plenty, so today is what, Tuesday. So since Sunday I've been brooding over it,
Wonderful. Man of God.
and
you can
I have this. I've been brooding over it, and he has actually noticed my face. But I decided not to talk, until when I was ready to talk.
Talk about
Then
it. But
uh,
you've talked about it now.
I have, but he has not still given me his answer yet. We are still. I'm
Man
still.
of God. We're coming to you. I like this. Why?
So
Oh God.
I'm still waiting to get his answer. But before
Don't
then,
worry, you get the answer here. That one, get choice.
before then, I've actually like, okay, this. I think it is okay. I'm going to present this to him. He may be okay, or he may be okay, but either way, I think I really need to give myself this time so that this kind of this
Yeah,
will not happen again, and issues like that. So basically that's like I just did a little touch on the practical
that part of
example
it.
on how to handle this. So
Listen,
I said the first thing for me that I do is I take our time.
time.
Yes, I
Think
take our
think about
think
it.
about, so
You
that
don't just react.
don't just
You
react,
try
because
to
yes, you will
be
spoil
sure.
things.
Yes,
You
be
will
sure. Be
definitely
sure
spoil things.
first. Then you now reach out to some mentors.
Yes,
Depending on what the matter is,
yes, yeah.
ask them. Okay, look at. This is what I want. This is what I want to do. They will give you their counsel. Then finally, because there are sometimes people can cancel you when
Of
when you
course,
come back. The thing no do.
you know do, yeah.
That's when you now go to the spirit.
Yeah.
And you're like, precious Lord, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, sir.
well,
What we need to add before we go to the next thing?
you were looking at practical things like she raised an issue of Sunday and the rest of those started this. Sometimes what could be to your partner, the partner that you believe did the hot thing is not aware that that thing is a hot. I don't know whether you understand.
Yeah.
And the person is
Enjoying himself, flowing.
are you with me? You're just moving, and
then someone is dying
somebody
somewhere.
is dying somewhere. So it's very important.
That's why you have to be very sensitive.
Oh.
Sensitivity is key in marriage. Do you understand?
This thing is everywhere.
Sensitivity is key in marriage.
Exactly.
See, when you're doing something and you're just enjoying it, pause. Anytime you see that you're so excited and
you're excited, and then your wife that used to be excited with
is
you is no
not
longer excited.
check. You need to calm down and find out what is
You
happening.
call her babe. What's going on?
My brother.
But when you're excited, you just move like that, and the next person be
This thing you did, one of God. One of God, you must do this apology here on national TV. You will do that apology here because this thing, the way she sounds,
we really have to be sensitive. Sensitivity is key in marriage.
Okay, so man of God.
And women, we are I don't know, there is a way God created us.
You people attend to almost everything emotionally, so we know.
What are you
The trick now. Everything is emotionally.
We viewers, they need to understand, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
that we are not how do I put it now? We are not all-knowing,
Yes.
omniscience, especially when it comes to the man.
Yeah.
I thank God my wife mentioned something about sensitivity, which is key. There are so much on a man. There's so much. You go to the things, you go to the school for children, pick up, you face things, you go to different places, you face things, you come to the house, you face things. My brother, my brother, there are so
The God
much.
that says she's helped me. No,
So
say
what
she's
I'm
strong
trying to
past
say,
you.
what I'm just only trying to say is that talk.
That's
The
what
when you
talk.
try
You
to
talk,
talk,
the better.
the better. Because if not for just coming and say, this is what I noticed on Sunday, what I noticed, I'm happy with this A and B. The man of God had had a very wonderful atmosphere
And didn't even
and
know.
didn't even notice. In short, as a matter of fact, I was already planning on another move.
You see,
But if he had talked on Sunday, maybe some of the brooding and no brooding talked
would
on
have
Tuesday
reduced.
would have been reduced. In short, we are even encouraged not to allow the talking to be too late. Unless you notice, just like she said, that when you talk, when it is hot, you may mistalk.
Yeah, me misfire, yes.
Because I know
you
that
And most time,
it's
you
not
have to calm.
encouraged.
Yes, it's not
most
encouraged. You have to
time,
calm down.
I
if
have
you
been in a
talk when
situation,
it's hotty,
yeah,
you
it
will
can
You will
mistalk,
definitely
yes.
misfire, yes.
I have been in a situation
misfire.
where I was so hot over something that my wife did to me, and I went to one of my big daddies and he said, "Don't talk about it for 1 week."
Mm.
It was an instruction.
Yeah.
I said, "Excuse me, I want to deal with this matter." He said, "Coach, I have told you, don't talk about it for 1 week. Just be a good husband, leave it to lie. After 1 week, you can revisit the issue." That was an instruction. Me, I'm not the type that can bottle up something. So, and he now said, "While you're not talking about it, also remove your heart
Apart from it,
from it. Let it not continually be like something
in your
in."
mind.
And I left it. Lo and behold, after when we visited the issue and started talking about it, it was now something to laugh over.
You see,
It was no longer something to begin to,
exactly.
So there are magnitudes of hurt, strife, and things that could bring
So,
those things.
which means now, from this now,
Yeah.
you are seeing that in every matter you should jump at immediately.
Immediately, yeah.
Because most of the times you've tried to solve a problem when you are still hot, when you are
Hot.
still feeling hot, and then you further complicate issues.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By virtue of the way the
the
attitude,
emotion
the
at
way
that
you
point
express the
will not.
emotion, the things you said, at the end of the day, you further cause wahala for yourself in your marriage. So, number one thing is that we have gotten from this now, when your husband hurt you or your wife hurt you, number one is calm down first, withdraw, get yourself. Then you can reach out to a mentor if at that point you are feeling like get back at him, get him back, talk to a mentor. So look at what my husband did, or my wife, what I'm planning to do or say.
And your mentor must not be your relation, so
Exactly.
because no relative will support
avoid
the other person.
exactly.
I have a matter I handled, me and my wife recently, and the lady will always call her elder sister. Is it elder or younger?
Elder sister.
Elder sister. Elder sister, who is the Agadaba Churuzo, will not pick up a call and call the
Calling the
husband
husband.
Oh,
and begin to dish out
Instruction.
abuses, not instruction.
abuses.
I don't want myself
Instruction plus
plus
abuses.
abuses. Then instead of making the marriage work, the marriage will still go down. So you